Did you know you can burn more fat by walking than by running? Sounds odd, right? But that's exactly what several studies are confirming. And you're about to see why. Most people overdo cardio and end up frustrated by the lack of results. All because they don't realize how the body quietly compensates for all that effort. I've seen many people say, I do cardio every day and my belly looks the same. And the truth is, this effort without strategy often backfires. That's why today I'm going to show you a method that blends science with simplicity, no false promises. You'll learn how to burn more fat by doing less. The real shift lies in small changes, understanding diet, daily movement, and strength training. We'll build a realistic plan you can apply right now. No extreme routines or sacrifices. And if you want to go deeper, I've got an exclusive guide we've developed especially for you. But heads up, it won't be available for long. This opportunity is time sensitive. Stick with me. In under 10 minutes, you'll have a fresh new outlook on fat loss. And you might even realize that the answer has always been simple, just done the right way. Because what truly works, almost no one talks about. And that's exactly what I'm about to share with you. Have you ever finished a tough workout and felt absolutely ravenous? Or maybe after a long run you just wanted to crash on the sofa for the rest of the day? This is something scientists call energy compensation. It's a clever but sometimes unhelpful way your body tries to balance things out. When you burn a load of calories through exercise, your body sends signals to your brain. It might make you feel hungrier, so you eat more. It might also make you feel more tired, so you move less throughout the day. It's a natural survival instinct. This compensation effect can seriously reduce the fat loss you expect from your cardio sessions. Let's say you go for a run, and your fitness watch tells you that you've burned 400 calories. You feel brilliant. But then, because your body is craving energy, you might have a slightly bigger lunch than usual. Or you might decide to take the lift instead of the stairs later on. Without even realizing it, you could easily eat back 200 of those calories and save another 100 by moving less. Suddenly, your 400-calorie burn has shrunk to just a 100-calorie deficit. It's a sneaky trap, and most of us fall into it without a second thought. Our bodies are designed to be efficient and hold on to energy. This was super helpful for our ancestors when food was scarce, but it's not so great for us today with food all around us. Your body doesn't know you're trying to lose fat for your summer holiday. It just knows that energy has been spent, and it wants to replace it. This is why relying only on cardio often leads to a plateau, where your weight just stops budging. So the key is to be aware of this. Don't see your cardio workout as a free pass to eat whatever you want. Think of it as a bonus for your body, not a transaction. You're doing it for your heart, your mind, and your overall fitness. The fat loss will come when you manage your diet alongside it. By understanding energy compensation, you can be mindful of your food choices and activity levels after your workout. This awareness is the first step to making your cardio truly effective for fat loss. You've probably heard the big debate in the fitness world: what's better for fat loss, high-intensity interval training, or HIIT, or steady-state cardio? HIIT involves short bursts of all-out effort like sprinting for 30 seconds followed by a short rest. Steady-state cardio is when you keep a moderate pace for a longer time, like going for a 45-minute jog. People often say HIIT is the champion because it burns more calories in less time and creates an afterburn effect, where you keep burning calories after the workout. This sounds amazing, doesn't it? The science, however, tells a slightly different story. When researchers put the two head-to-head in proper studies, the results are a bit surprising. Yes, HIIT is very time efficient. You can get a great workout in just 15 or 20 minutes. But when you look at the total fat loss over several weeks or months, there isn't a huge difference between HIIT and moderate intensity cardio. Both methods lead to similar and often quite small amounts of fat loss when diet isn't controlled. The afterburn effect is real, but it's not as massive as some people claim. Think about it like this. A tough HIIT session might leave you feeling completely wiped out. This can increase that energy compensation we talked about earlier. You might be less likely to go for a walk later or do some chores around the house because you're so tired. On the other hand, a moderate intensity bike ride might leave you feeling energized and ready to take on the rest of your day. So, while you might burn more calories per minute during HIIT, you might burn fewer calories overall during the rest of the day. Ultimately, the best type of cardio is the one you actually enjoy and can stick with consistently. If you love the intensity and rush of a HIIT workout, that's brilliant. Go for it. But if you prefer a long, relaxing walk or a steady cycle while listening to a podcast, that's just as good. Don't force yourself to do a type of exercise you hate just because you think it's superior for fat loss. The small differences between them don't matter nearly as much as being consistent. Find what feels good for your body and your mind, and make that your go-to. So, can you actually lose a significant amount of fat just by doing loads and loads of cardio? The answer is yes, it is possible. But we have to look at what it really takes. Let's consider an extreme example. There was a famous study where a group of people had to burn 1,000 calories per day, 6 days a week, just from exercise on a treadmill. They did this for a whole year. Their diet wasn't strictly controlled, but they were told not to change their eating habits on purpose. It was a massive commitment. The results were interesting. On average, the participants did lose some weight. The men lost about 5 kilograms or 11 pounds of fat, and the women lost a bit less. This shows that a huge volume of cardio can indeed lead to fat loss, even without a strict diet. But let's be realistic here. Burning 1,000 calories on a treadmill is no joke. That's about 90 minutes to 2 hours of intense exercise every single day. Who has that much time and energy? It's simply not a realistic or sustainable strategy for most people with jobs, families, and busy lives. This extreme example really highlights the problem with a cardio-only approach. It takes an incredible amount of work for a relatively modest result. Think about all those hours spent slogging it out on the treadmill. You could achieve the same or even better fat loss results with much less effort by making some simple changes to your diet. For instance, cutting out 500 calories from your daily food intake is often much easier and quicker than trying to burn 500 calories through exercise. You could do that by swapping sugary drinks for water or having a smaller portion at dinner. This isn't to say that exercise isn't important, it is, but we need to have a sensible perspective. Using exercise as your only tool for fat loss is like trying to empty a swimming pool with a teaspoon. It's possible, but it's going to take forever, and there's a much easier way. The people in that study were in a controlled environment. In the real world, doing that much cardio could lead to burnout, injuries, and extreme hunger, making it even harder to stick to. It's just not a practical plan for long-term success. Now we get to the most important part of the puzzle. If cardio isn't the main driver of fat loss, what is? It's your diet, your nutrition. What you eat every day has a much bigger impact on your body fat levels than the time you spend on the cross trainer. I know it's not always what people want to hear. It's more exciting to think a sweaty workout can magically erase a weekend of takeaways. But the truth is, you can't out-train a bad diet. It's a simple matter of calories in versus calories out. Making changes to your diet is often far easier and more effective for creating a calorie deficit than trying to burn it all off with exercise. Let's look at a simple example. A single slice of chocolate cake can have around 400 calories. To burn off those 400 calories, you might need to run for about 40 minutes. Which do you think is easier? Skipping the cake or adding a 40-minute run to your already busy day? For most of us, making the smart food choice is the more sustainable option. It's about working smarter, not just harder. This doesn't mean you have to go on a super strict, boring diet where you eat nothing but chicken and broccoli. Not at all. It's about making small, sensible swaps that add up over time. It's about being mindful of portion sizes. It's about focusing on whole foods that fill you up and give you energy, like lean proteins, colorful veggies, and healthy fats. When you fuel your body with proper grub, you'll find you have more energy, fewer cravings, and you'll naturally start to create that calorie deficit needed for fat loss without feeling deprived. Think of your body as a car. Food is the fuel. Cardio is like taking the car for a drive to keep the engine running smoothly. But if you put the wrong kind of fuel in the car, it doesn't matter how much you drive it, it's not going to perform well. The same goes for your body. Prioritize your nutrition first. Plan your meals, cook from scratch when you can, and get your diet in a good place. Then, add in your cardio sessions as the performance enhancer that makes everything work even better. That's the winning formula. If you want to learn how to lose fat effectively, it's a good idea to look at the people who are masters of it. Professional bodybuilders and physique athletes. These athletes have to get their body fat down to incredibly low levels to be ready for a competition. You might think they spend all day, every day, doing cardio, but that's actually not the case. Their number one tool, their secret weapon, is a very carefully controlled diet. They know that nutrition is the key to revealing the muscle they've worked so hard to build. For a bodybuilder, the fat loss phase or cut is all about diet. They meticulously track their calories and macronutrients, protein, carbs, and fats. They create a small, consistent calorie deficit and stick to it for weeks or months. Their main focus is on eating the right amount of food to lose fat while preserving as much muscle as possible. They build their entire plan around their nutrition. Cardio is seen as a secondary tool, something they add in strategically when they need an extra push to keep the fat loss going. When they do add cardio, they are very smart about it. They don't suddenly start doing hours of intense exercise. That would risk burning muscle and making them too tired for their essential weight training sessions. Instead, they might start with a few sessions of low-intensity, steady-state cardio per week, like walking on an inclined treadmill. As the competition gets closer and fat loss starts to slow down, they might gradually increase the duration or frequency of their cardio. It's a fine-tuning instrument, not a sledgehammer. We can learn a massive lesson from this approach. Even if you don't want to look like a bodybuilder, the principles are the same. Focus on your diet first. Get that right. Use weight training to build and maintain your muscle, which helps keep your metabolism high. Then, sprinkle in cardio as needed. It can help you break through a weight loss plateau or allow you to eat a little bit more food while still losing fat. This strategic approach is far more sustainable and effective than just trying to hammer your body with endless cardio from day one. When we think about cardio, we often picture intense, sweaty workouts. But one of the most effective and underrated forms of cardio is something we do every single day: walking. Increasing your daily step count is a brilliantly simple way to burn more calories without feeling like you're doing a formal workout. It's gentle on your joints, it's free, and you can fit it into your day very easily. This is what we call non-exercise activity thermogenesis, or NEAT. It's all the energy you burn from activities that aren't planned exercise. Think about how much you move on a typical day. For many of us with desk jobs or long commutes, it's not very much. We sit at our desks, sit in the car, and then sit on the sofa in the evening. All this sitting means our daily energy expenditure is very low. By making a conscious effort to simply walk more, you can significantly boost your NEAT. This extra calorie burn adds up day after day, week after week, making a real difference to your fat loss efforts without you having to hit the gym for another hour. The goal is to weave more movement into your daily routine. It doesn't have to be a big, grand gesture. Take the stairs instead of the lift. Park your car a bit further away from the supermarket entrance. Get off the bus one stop early and walk the rest of the way. If you're on a phone call, pace around the room instead of sitting down. Go for a short 10-minute walk on your lunch break. All these little bits of activity add up to hundreds of extra calories burned by the end of the day. A good target to aim for is around 7,000 to 10,000 steps per day. Most smartphones have a built-in step tracker, or you can use a simple fitness watch to monitor your progress. Don't worry if you're far away from that number to begin with. Just aim to increase your current average by a little bit each week. It's a gentle and sustainable way to increase your overall activity level, which supports your fat loss goals and is fantastic for your general health and well-being. It's the easiest win in the world of fitness. Alright, let's put everything we've talked about together into a simple, effective plan. This is your blueprint for using cardio wisely to achieve lasting fat loss and build a healthier body. Forget the extreme measures and quick fixes. This is about creating sustainable habits that work in the real world. The plan has three main parts: a solid nutrition foundation, smart cardio sessions, and the secret weapon of strength training. When you combine these three, you create a powerful synergy that gets incredible results. First, the foundation, your daily movement, and nutrition. As we've discussed, aim for a baseline of at least 7,000 steps every day. This keeps your metabolism ticking over and burns calories consistently without you even noticing. Alongside this, focus on your diet. You don't need to be perfect, just be mindful. Prioritize lean protein, plenty of vegetables, and whole grain carbs. Control your portions and reduce your intake of highly processed foods and sugary drinks. This will create the calorie deficit you need for fat loss. This is the 80% of your results. Next, let's add in the structured cardio. Aim for 4 to 5 cardio sessions per week. Each session should be around 20 to 30 minutes long. The type of cardio is up to you. Remember, the best kind is the one you enjoy. You could do 2 high-height sessions like one of my workouts on YouTube and 2 or 3 steady-state sessions like a brisk walk, a jog, or a cycle. This variety keeps things interesting and works your body in different ways. This cardio is your fat loss accelerator. Finally, the game-changer weight training. Please don't skip this. Lifting weights 2 to 3 times a week is crucial. Building or maintaining muscle is one of the best things you can do for your metabolism. Muscle tissue burns more calories at rest than fat tissue does. So the more muscle you have, the more calories you burn 24/7, even when you're sleeping. This makes it so much easier to lose fat and, importantly, to keep it off in the long run. It's the key to reshaping your body, not just making it smaller. You've done it. You've followed the plan. You've been consistent with your food and your workouts, and you've reached your fat loss goal. You feel amazing, you look fantastic, and you're buzzing with confidence. The big temptation now is to stop everything. You might think, phew, I'm done. I can finally stop all this cardio and go back to how things were before. This is one of the biggest mistakes you can make, and it's the main reason so many people regain the weight they worked so hard to lose. Think about what got you to your goal. You created a calorie deficit through a combination of eating well and being active. When you suddenly stop your cardio sessions, you are immediately reducing the number of calories your body burns each week. If you go back to your old eating habits at the same time, you're on a fast track to regaining the fat. Your body's metabolism will have adapted to a lower body weight, so it needs fewer calories than before. Suddenly stopping exercise while increasing food intake is a recipe for rebound weight gain. The key to long-term success is to have a reverse dieting or maintenance plan. Don't just slam on the brakes, ease off the accelerator gently. Instead of cutting out all your cardio at once, slowly reduce the frequency. Maybe you go from 5 sessions a week down to 3. At the same time, you can slowly increase your calorie intake, a little bit each week. This gives your body and your metabolism time to adjust to the new normal. You're finding a new balance point where you can maintain your weight without feeling restricted. The ultimate goal is to shift your mindset. See cardio not just as a tool for fat loss, but as a lifelong habit for health. Keep doing it because it's good for your heart, it boosts your mood, and it gives you energy. Find activities you genuinely love doing. Maybe it's hiking on the weekends, joining a dance class, or playing a sport with friends. When exercise becomes a fun and enjoyable part of your life, you'll never want to stop doing it. That's the real secret to keeping the weight off for good and living a long, healthy, and happy life. Well done.